A teenager decides to distance himself from his friends and dedicates himself to working tirelessly to save up enough money for his bedridden mother's crucial surgery. Astonishingly, one day, he discovers the exact amount he needs neatly placed on his front porch, leaving him utterly surprised. What limits exist for a mother's dedication to her child? We all comprehend the answer, don't we? Yet, the true inquiry is, to what extent will a son go for his mother's well-being? Meet Henry, a 17-year-old who would go to great lengths to witness his mother, Lydia, leading a normal life once more. Unfortunately, Lydia's life was disrupted when she suffered a spinal injury while working at a chemical factory. To regain the ability to walk, she required crucial surgery. Several months ago, Lydia failed to return home on time, leading to a distressing call from her colleague, revealing that she had been hospitalized. Since that moment, Henry put his own aspirations and life on hold, devoting himself entirely to caring for his beloved mother. Henry's father had died years ago, forcing him to become the man of the house at a young age, and his extended family didn't care about him or Lydia. Unfortunately, Lydia's savings were nearly depleted by hospital bills immediately following the accident. The medical insurance wasn't enough to cover the cost of the surgery, so Henry had to step in. For some time, he washed dishes at a local restaurant, then realized the pay wasn't enough to buy the medicines, let alone cover the surgery, so he left the job. Later, he found one at a grocery as a part-timer that paid him $12 per hour, which wasn't a bad deal, so he continued with it. "You don't need to worry. All right, Mom, I'll try my best, and we'll get through this," he used to tell Lydia every night after helping her to bed. For as long as he could remember, Henry had done everything he could for Lydia, from helping her move around the house in her wheelchair, to cooking and cleaning, to even helping her wash up. They couldn't afford a caretaker, so he became one for her. When he was at school, their next-door neighbor, Addison, an elderly withered woman who gossiped about the entire neighborhood, would help Lydia. After seeing how hard Henry worked for his mother, Addison wanted to help him financially, but she knew the boy wouldn't take her help right away, so she came up with an idea. "Oh boy, I need someone to mow that lawn of mine. It's been such a task for me. Not that I can't do that, but my Parkinson's has been bothering me lately," she said. "And how can I help you, Mrs. Green?" "You're a smart boy, aren't you?" she smiled. "How about I pay you for it? You can make some money and help me." "Not a bad idea, but can we keep it to ourselves? Mom's been a little worried I'll drop out of school if I keep working all the time." "Oh yes, I don't even know what you're talking about. So this Sunday," she whispered. "Done," Henry grinned. So, in addition to working several hours part-time at the grocery store and taking care of the entire house while trying to get through high school, Henry added mowing Mrs. Green's lawn on occasion to his to-do list. All that work was physically demanding, but Henry did it because it was all for Lydia's surgery. He reasoned that if he worked a little harder, he would soon be able to collect the required sum. He was about halfway through. One Sunday morning, Henry was leaving his house for his part-time job when he found an envelope on his front porch. There was no sender's name, nor was his or Lydia's name on it. Did someone drop it here by mistake? Henry thought as he picked up the envelope. He flipped it over in his hands and found a message scribbled on the flap. "Hope this helps, Henry. Did you send this, Mrs. Green?" He asked the older woman who'd just stepped out of the house to have some tea while enjoying the sun. "Not me, boy," she replied from a distance. "What is that?" "I don't know either, Mrs. Green," Henry mumbled as he ripped open the envelope flap. When he peeked inside, his eyes widened in surprise. "There's money in here." He counted the money and saw that it was enough to cover the remaining sum he needed for his mom's surgery. Who would send this? Henry inspected the envelope and found a letter inside, and while he was reading it, a smile appeared on his lips and tears gathered around his eyes. "Guys, this is crazy," the letter said. "Hey Henry, look, we know you've been kinda stressed out because of your mom's surgery, so we all did some extra work at our dad's workplaces, grocery stores, and diners, basically wherever we could find a part-time gig, to raise this money for you and your mother. It won't cover the entire surgery, but we hope it helps. We hope you stop being a bore now and come to basketball practice with us today. You can ignore us, but we can't, haha. See you at 7? At the very least, stop by to say hello." Henry recognized the handwriting. It was his friend Adam's. As fate would have it, Adam and Henry's other friends secretly gathered funds to support Henry with Lydia's essential surgery. Understanding that Henry had been distant due to his constant commitment to caring for his bedridden mother and his demanding work and studies, they decided to step in and extend their helping hands by collecting the remaining amount needed. When Henry learned about his friend's thoughtful gesture, he felt an overwhelming sense of relief and gratitude. That evening, he met with them and expressed his heartfelt thanks. Thanks to their selflessness, he finally felt a weight lifted off his shoulders, no longer burdened by worries about his mother's medical expenses. A month later, Lydia's surgery was successfully scheduled and performed. Upon her return home after being discharged, she decided to celebrate the occasion with a delightful barbecue for Henry and her other 8 sons, Henry's friends who had become like family. The gathering was filled with joy and appreciation for the camaraderie that had brought them all together in this touching journey of love and support.